KY3 and KSPR News starts with breaking news.
Good morning. The FBI is trying to track down who sent 6 pipe bombs to prominent Democrats, critics, and CNN less than 2 weeks before the midterm elections.
Well, now 2 more suspicious packages are under investigation. One meant for former Vice President Joe Biden, and another one just showed up at a New York restaurant. Justin Kaur joins us now. Justin, what are we learning about the newest case?
Well, Paul, Maria, here's a live look right near that New York City restaurant owned by Robert De Niro, another vocal critic of President Trump. The package in this NYPD bomb removal truck here is believed to be another explosive device identical to the ones sent to Democrats. The FBI, Secret Service, and ATF all trying to find out who's behind these attempted bomb attacks. This is a live look right now. Investigators fear even more bombs are out there. We said that earlier this morning before this package showed up. The targets include former CIA Director John Brennan, who now works at CNN sometimes, and they found that package in the middle of this CNN broadcast right here, had to evacuate their New York building. Also targeted former Vice President Joe Biden last night, the Clintons, the Obamas, California Representative Maxine Waters, and former Attorney General Eric Holder. The first pipe bomb was sent to billionaire Democratic donor George Soros Monday. All those targets are outspoken critics of President Trump. He campaigned in Wisconsin last night, condemning these attacks and calling for unity before blaming the media.
The media also has a responsibility to set a civil tone and to stop the endless hostility.
Now, none of the bombs have detonated, and the FBI is examining them now. Experts say they're almost assuredly connected, though. They have similar components, same packaging, and the return address was the office of former DNC chair Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Investigators, though, do not believe at all that she is involved. The FBI doesn't believe the packages were delivered by the U.S. Postal Service either. Rather, they were probably just dropped off. So experts say investigators will have a lot of evidence to find the people responsible. Maria, Paul.
Thank you, Justin. We've got some rain this morning, and it's going to be a cold one.
Here's Brandon with a look at the radar.
Yeah, not raining necessarily all over the place, but yeah, we had some rain just about everywhere. The first batch of the day kind of moving on to the northeast now, and there is a pocket of somewhat heavier rain right up around Warsaw this morning, and then lighter showers for the most part northeast or southeast rather toward West Plains down through Mountain Home. The back edge pretty close to Springfield, though we're still getting sprinkled on at least, and that's all again moving northeast. The main part of this storm system will actually get here tonight. We've warmed up a degree, 50 degrees. That's about where we're going to stay today, though. 45 in Branson, 44 at Salem, back into Rolla, 45 at Camdenton. So nobody really all that cold. But the thing is, we're not going to warm up much today. These numbers are close to the highs for today. In fact, I've got us at 50. So not much change. Rain will redevelop again later on today, and I'll have a look at Futurecast in a few minutes.
All right. If you forgot to buy your Powerball ticket for last night's drawing, you've got another chance. Nobody won the jackpot. That means Saturday's drawing is now worth an estimated $750 million. You see the numbers popping up on your screen there. 3, 21, 43, 53, 56, and the Powerball number 22.
A group will be in Springfield this morning to talk about our air quality. The Missouri Air Conservation Commission will hear public comments about pollution in St. Louis. Then it will vote on amendments to keep our air clean. Those include controlling pollution from paint manufacturers and waste incinerators. The commission will also vote on ways to control asbestos during demolition projects.
Ozarks Technical Community College will be talking about federal aid for students today. It's holding a free FAFSA Frenzy event. The meeting will help college students file for their free application for federal student aid form. It's a mouthful, but it's really important. If you're planning to go, make sure to bring a copy of your 2017 tax forms, W-2 forms, and any other IRS documents you have. You also need your parents' documents. The Missouri Department of Higher Education will also be raffling off a $500 scholarship. You can use it at any college in the state. FAFSA Frenzy goes from 5 to 8 in the Information Commons West Building on the OTC Springfield campus.
The number of migrants marching north toward the U.S. is growing. John Lawrence shows us how the Trump administration plans to keep them out.
More than 7,000 migrants keep pushing north toward the U.S., fighting fatigue during the day, sleeping on the ground at night. They say they hope for a better future.
There isn't any work here, she says. We've nothing to live on.
Brian Covadreles spent most of his life in Texas until he was deported to Honduras a few weeks ago. He's walking back to reunite with his 3-year-old daughter.
She's the one who actually needs me the most, so, and I don't want her to grow up without me.
The caravan is over 1,000 miles away from the U.S., and things could get more difficult if they reach the border.
Wait till you see what happens over the next couple of weeks. You're going to see a very secure border. You just watch. Just watch. Very secure. And the military is ready.
Mr. Trump is not the only one talking tough about the migrants. Republican House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy told North Dakota radio station WZFG that the caravans might be politically motivated. And as U.S. officials engage in talks with Mexico about how to handle the upcoming situation, a second caravan, made up of about 2,000 people, is also trekking toward the U.S.
Mexican immigration officers have started to process asylum requests for nearly 3,000 Central Americans. A few hundred others have agreed to go back to their home country.
European Union lawmakers are banning widely used plastics. It's an effort to clean up the oceans. Under the proposal, 10 single-use plastic products with readily available alternatives would be banned by 2021. EU members would also be required to recycle 90% of plastic bottles by 2025.
I think that it's the real expense is the cleanup costs that are being pushed onto future generations and the costs of the pollution which are being pushed onto the environment and onto people's health. So the companies who are making money from these plastic products that are thrown away, they need to be held responsible and they need to pay for the cleanup costs.
The ban would cover things like straws, plastic plates, even balloon ties. Two things sparked this push: China's decision to stop processing waste and, again, growing alarm over damage to oceans.
A gruesome discovery in New York. Police are investigating 2 bodies found duct-taped together in the Hudson River. Someone walking by spotted the women floating near the edge of the water on Wednesday. Detectives have not identified them yet. It's possible the women jumped from the George Washington Bridge as part of a suicide pact. The medical examiner is working now to determine exactly how they died. A man is charged with kidnapping after taking a woman hostage in a Colorado hair salon. The owner of the salon says the woman had worked there for several years. The situation ended right there. You're looking at it after the man surrendered to SWAT teams yesterday. He's also charged with domestic violence.
Fort Knox had a major power outage this week, but they planned this one. $62 million of new tech allows the base to go off the power grid. The tech upgrades include a new generator. It runs on natural gas and diesel, giving the base 14 days before it needs another power source. Leaders there say they hope to start using this stuff at other bases around the U.S. They started the energy security program there after a deadly ice storm in 2009. Fort Knox lost power for 5 days back then. A family will be calling a redecorator, maybe pest control too, today. A Fresno guy went a little overboard trying to kill spiders. You see, he set the home on fire by using a blowtorch to kill a black widow spider. Some 30 firefighters then showed up to put out the flames, not before the flames caused 10 grand in damage. Oh, and the guy there, Maria, house sitting for his parents. Welcome home, Mom and Dad.
You know, a lot of people, no one got hurt in this.
Yeah.
But a lot of people feel that way about spiders.
Well...
Just, they don't want to do that kind of damage.
My advice is don't use a blowtorch to kill a spider.
Right.
That's my advice.
Blowtorch, probably not the best idea.
Just
You
a
know,
thought.
But we all kind of get it. A zoo in Paris is celebrating a rare birth. Meet little Java. You'll see her in a bit here, being cradled by mom, Theodora. The baby orangutan is the first one born at the zoo in more than a decade. The species is considered critically endangered. Java will stay with mom for about 10 years before moving to a new zoo.
Don't
Already
pull
on
the
her
arm
own
off,
after
Mom.
10 years.
Sheesh.
Oh, so sweet.
Those are sweet. Until they grow up. And then they're just hairy
And then they're teenagers.
Hairy and scary teenagers.
then they're rebels and we got a little rain. Sprinkling essentially. This is what it looks like in Springfield.